The cost of building the largest and most luxurious ocean liner on Earth is phenomenal, 4 times the budget for the film Titanic. Success hinges on the finished ship producing enough money to be profitable.
You're not going to make a nearly billion-dollar investment unless you can get a return on your investment.
That comes down to one thing: space. The ship must be big enough to carry more fare-paying passengers than any other liner in history. And to draw the crowds away from the transatlantic planes, she must be bursting with every distraction imaginable.
They want first-class spas, they want variety of food and beverage outlets. They want all the amenities of a first-class resort.
Which creates a problem. The maximum size of the ship's design is limited by the dimensions of 3 passages she will sail through. She can be no higher than the Verrazano Narrows Bridge in New York, no longer than the turning area near Southampton, and no wider than the Panama Canal.
As close as you can imagine.
Owner Mickey Arison then raises the bar even higher. He insists over half his passengers must have their own private balcony space.
I can remember the first meeting I had with the naval architects when they told me that on a transatlantic liner you can't have any balcony cabins. And my answer was, if we can't have any balcony cabins, we can't have a transatlantic liner. And they said, okay, we'll go back to the drawing board.
To create enough space despite the 3 design constraints, Stephen Payne must transform the rules of shipbuilding.
Every time I met Mickey Arison, he would ask me, how many more balcony cabins have you managed to squeeze into the design of the ship?
Payne experiments with increasing the ship's height to fit in enough cabins and balconies. But this makes the ship dangerously unstable. For every ton of weight on top, there must be 2 tons below to balance it out. Her sister ship, the QE2, solves this problem by using aluminium for her upper decks, which is lighter than steel. But this is no longer an option. After 30 years, aluminium suffers metal fatigue, and the QE2 now needs frequent repairs. Payne's design must last longer. The challenge is so great, the project nearly collapses.
Twice we were put on hold because the economics of building the ship just didn't seem to work.
But Mickey insists a solution be found. Eventually, Payne and his team make a proposal to build a ship that's longer and wider than ever before to accommodate enough passengers. This enormous stable base means they can increase the height and still use steel for the structure. But her beam must be far wider than planned, breaking the initial ground rules.
The ship had to be large enough to meet the demands of our guests and clearly could not be built to go through the Panama Canal.
This decision comes at a heavy price. During special round-the-world voyages, the QM2 will be forced to travel via South America instead, a 15,000-kilometer voyage, which takes her round Cape Horn, one of the most dangerous passages on the planet. But Mickey gets his balconies.